in the crisp embrace of mid-autumn, when the leaves clung stubbornly to their verdant hues, despite the encroaching chill, Iris Voss packed her life into a weathered truck and left the bustling city behind. The journey was long and reflective, the urban skyline fading in the rearview mirror as open fields and rolling hills took its place. In her early adult years, she was old enough to dream of independence, a small apartment filled with books and quiet evenings. But circumstances tethered her firmly to her family's dwindling fortunes. Her father, a kind but weary man named Harlan, had lost his steady job at the mill, a blow that came suddenly and without mercy, forcing them to sell their modest home and retreat to a ramshackle cottage at the edge of a vast countryside. Towering forests flanked their new abode, their dense canopies whispering secrets to the wind, branches intertwining like ancient guardians, while a sprawling lake shimmered like a mirror under the golden sun, its waters calm and inviting, yet mysteriously deep. Iris missed the few friends she managed to make in the city, quiet souls who shared her love for forgotten books and late-night stargazing. She buried that ache deep inside. After all, how could she burden her father further? Money was tight, slipping through their fingers like sand. Independence felt like a distant fantasy, elusive as the horizon. Lately, a persistent cough had plagued her, sharp and unrelenting, building from a mere irritation to something more sinister. It started as a tickle in her throat during the chaotic days of packing, but escalated to spasms that left flecks of blood on her handkerchief, stark red against the fabric. She wiped them away in secret, telling herself it was nothing, just the stress of the move, or the dust stirred from an old boxes, or perhaps a change in the air. Hospitals were a luxury they couldn't afford. Their finances stretched thin as a worn thread, and she somewhat felt fine most days, strong even, with the resilience that surprised her. But the nights brought terrors that shook her to her core. Vivid dreams of shadowy figures clashing in bloody battles, beasts snarling with primal fury amid bursts of ethereal magic that lit the darkness like fleeting fireworks. They felt less like nightmares and more like echoes of memories not her own, fragments of a life she hadn't lived. They would leave her waking in a cold sweat, heart pounding as if she'd been in a fray herself, wondering if her mind was fracturing under the weight of it all. Since arriving at the cottage, strange visions had begun to haunt her waking hours too. Glimpses of translucent animals, deer with glowing outlines that shimmered like moonlight on water, birds that vanished into mist as if dissolving into the ether.
Dad, there's something outside again. It looks like a fox, but it's fading away.
Just wildlife, sweetheart. More critters here than in the city. You'll get used to it. Probably just your eyes adjusting to all the screen.
But Iris wasn't so sure. These apparitions always seemed drawn to the dark expanse of the woods, as if the trees themselves were a gateway to another realm, pulling at invisible strings connected to her soul. One moonlit night, as the cottage settled into quiet darkness, a voice shattered her uneasy slumber. A deep, rugged timbre, confident and strangely warm, like embers crackling in a hearth, carrying the faint echo of the wild winds.
Come. The forest awaits. Your path lies here.
She rose, her nightgown whispering against the floorboards, drawn inexorably to the window overlooking the forest. The trees swayed invitingly under the moon's pale glow, their branches like beckoning fingers reaching out from the shadows. By morning, as sunlight filtered through the curtains in soft beams, resolve had hardened in her chest like a forged steel. She sipped her coffee at the kitchen table, the steam rising in lazy curls, watching her father's tired eyes as he prepared for another fruitless job hunt, his movements slow and heavy with unspoken defeat.
Dad, I need to tell you something about how I've been feeling lately.
She hesitated, the words catching in her throat like thorns as she saw the deep lines of worry etched on his face, lines that seemed to deepen with each passing day.
Actually, have a nice day. I'm going to explore the forest. Try to get used to this place.
That's great, Iris. Fresh air might do you good. Just be careful in there. Snakes, spiders, all sorts of critters lurking about. Keep your phone on you, and yell if you need anything.
I will, Dad. Promise.
She stepped into the autumn air, which wrapped around her like a gentle shawl, fresh and warm, the kind of day where any outfit felt right, the breeze carrying hints of pine and earth. As she approached the forest, an invisible thread tugged at her core. Her skin prickled with goosebumps, senses sharpening like a blade honed for battle. The whisper of the leaves, the distant call of the birds, the faint dampness in the air. Fear mingled with an inexplicable confidence, as if this were her destiny, a path laid out long before her birth. She pressed on, undeterred, the underbrush parting before her like reluctant sentinels. Deeper in, the woods enveloped her in a symphony of rustling leaves and bird song, the sunlight filtering through the canopy in dappled patterns that danced on the forest floor. To her left, a bunny hopped into view, translucent, ethereal, like a phantom sketched in fog, and its movements graceful yet otherworldly.
Wait, are you real? Come here, little one.
She blinked, heart racing with a mix of awe and trepidation. Reaching out tentatively, her fingers passed through it like smoke. But she followed anyway, her footsteps light on the mossy path. Soon more animals appeared, some solid and alive, their fur warm under the imagined touch. Others were ghostly and indistinct, blending seamlessly in a tapestry where the veil between worlds thinned. The forest felt like a sanctuary, warm and welcoming, a haven for the living and the spectral alike, where time seemed to slow and the worries faded into the background hum of nature. Then the air shifted abruptly, growing thick and charged. A massive presence loomed, draining the warmth like a sudden eclipse blotting out the sun. The creature scattered in frantic disarray, vanishing into the undergrowth of a silent urgency. Iris's instinct screamed retreat, her pulse thundering in her ears. She backed away slowly at first, but the sensation encircled her, oppressive, closing in from every direction like an unseen predator. Panic surged through her veins. She ran blindly, branches whipping her in the face, and arms like accusatory lashes until her foot caught a gnarled root. She tumbled to the ground, scraping her palms on rough earth, the sting sharp but secondary to the terror. There, piercing the shadows, were sharp yellow eyes glowing like twin suns in the dim light. A gigantic wolf emerged from the gloom, monstrous in size, its fur a swirling mix of midnight black and silver that seemed to absorb and reflect the sparse light. Teeth bared in a fury that shook the very air.
Please, wait. Don't hurt me. I don't want to die.
The wolf's snarl faltered, its massive head tilting in confusion, ears perking as if it's hearing an impossible sound. It circled her slowly, stern expression unwavering, muscles rippling under the spectral coat like waves on a stormy sea.
You can see me, truly see me.
Yes, I can see you and hear you. You're enormous.
The wolf's eyes widened in astonishment, a flicker of disbelief crossing its fierce features.
Impossible. No human has pierced the veil like this in centuries. Who are you, intruder? Why have you ventured into my domain?
My name is Iris. Something called me here. A voice in the night. It felt like I had to come, like it was pulling me.
And what voice would that be? One that bids you to kill me, or to ravage this sacred forest?
No, absolutely not. I would never harm anyone or anything. Please, you have to believe me.
Believe And why should I trust one of your kind? You have brought nothing but destruction.
My kind? I don't understand. I'm just me. I swear on everything, I am not here to hurt you.
He paused, sniffing the air deeply, his nostrils flaring as he assessed her with an intensity that made her skin crawl.
I've roamed these woods for an eternity. I recognize that scent. Witch's blood. But there's no deception in your words. Your aura is pure, untainted by malice, brighter than any I've sensed before.
Iris rose shakily, brushing dirt from her clothes with trembling hands, her knees weak from the fall and the encounter.
How is it even possible that I can talk to you like this?
It's woven into your very essence, your lineage. How else could you perceive a cursed spirit like me? The visions you are seeing, the spectral animals, the dreams of battles, they're fragments of your heritage awakening.
That explains so much. The apparitions, the night terrors. But I don't feel like a witch.
Feelings matter little. Leave this forest now and never return. This place is not for you.
Wait, I can't just go. I need to be here. Something deeper is drawing me in. Not to harm, but to understand. And to you specifically.
He snarled, his voice a low thunder that vibrated through the ground.
Foolish girl. That's your witch's instinct urging you to slay me, to claim power. I will not permit it.
Stop saying that. It's not about killing. I'm drawn to this forest, to its peace, and to you. But not for violence. Look at me. Do I seem like a threat?
She met his gaze boldly, her voice steadying amid the racing of her heart.
You're magnificent, you know. Pretty even. Your coat shimmers like starlight, and your eyes so warm, so stunning, like molten gold.
Pretty, Flattery from a witch. I am no god to be worshipped, girl. If anything, I am the antithesis. A cursed beast, bound eternally.
Cursed? What do you mean? Tell me.
It's none of your concern. I offer no aid, no answers. Be gone.
He turned to leave, his massive paws silent on the forest floor, his form beginning to blend with the shadows.
Wait, what's your name? I can't just call you Wolf forever.
He whirled back, fangs gleaming inches from her face, the heat of his breath ghosting her skin.
Persist, and I'll end you here. My patience wears thin.
Just one question, Wolf. Please. Do you ever get lonely out here, all by yourself in these endless woods?
Lonely. It's a word I haven't pondered in ages. Sometimes, yes. The silence can be deafening, even amid the forest chorus.
I know that feeling. I get lonely too. I don't even know my real parents. I was adopted by a wonderful man, but there's always this emptiness.
And why do you share this with me? What game are you playing?
No game. I want to talk to you. Really talk.
He leaned in closer, inhaling her scent once more, his eyes narrowing in wonder.
Incredible. In all my centuries haunting this forest, I've never truly smelled a human like this. Your essence is vivid, alive.
What are you doing here, anyway? Why haunt this place?
A tale as old as time itself. One you may not wish to hear.
Try me. I've got all day.
She sat cross-legged on the mossy ground, the soft cushion yielding under her, patting the spot beside her invitingly. With a reluctant huff that stirred the fallen leaves, he settled his enormous form nearby, his presence filling the clearing like a living statue.
Very well. I am the protector of this forest, not by choice, but by curse, bound to safeguard its inhabitants. living and spectral alike.
The curse. Is that why you're a spirit?
Precisely. Eons ago, hybrids like me, being half human, half wolf, waged war against witches, your ancestors. They still exist in the shadows, though their numbers dwindle.
Witches? Hybrids? This sounds like a fairy tale. You can't be serious.
As serious as the grave, girl. Your scent manifests as a radiant color, pure, unmarred. You've never taken a life, never wielded harm. That marks you as a witch, awakening late.
Me? A witch? That's insane. But if you're a hybrid, does that mean there's a human side to you? Is that how we can speak?
Yes, my human form allows this communion, though in this cursed state, I am forever wolf.
So, if witches and hybrids are enemies, that makes us foes too?
Indeed. Do you grasp the danger now?
I get it, but I'm not your enemy. Even if witch blood runs in my veins, I'm not here to fight or destroy. I'll prove it, any way you ask.
Proof is unnecessary. Your aura doesn't lie. I believe you. For the moment.
Thank you. Now, Wolf, how did you end up cursed here?
During the Great War, I was alpha of my pack. The mightiest warrior, which hurled spells, but none could fell me. In desperation, a coven sealed me to this forest. A clever ploy. Imprison what you cannot kill. My kin never came to free me. I perished here, but the curse endured, binding my spirit. Over time, I embraced it, becoming guardian of all within these trees. No witch or hybrid has crossed my path in ages. Until you.
That's heartbreaking. You've been alone for so long.
Impulsively, she reached out and hugged his snout, burying her face in his ethereal fur, which tingled against her skin like static electricity.
Do not touch me. Trust is earned, not given freely.
Sorry, I just thought you needed a hug. My dad always hugs me when I'm sad, but it makes everything feel a little better.
Then the cough struck, violent and unrelenting, racking her body like an internal storm. Blood splattered on the ground, dark and ominous, pooling in small rivulets on the leaves.
What afflicts you? Speak.
It's nothing, it just... the coughing. It's irritating my throat, making me spit up blood sometimes.
He stared intently, his yellow eyes piercing like arrows.
Remember, I send auras. Yours is fouled with decay. Your body is consuming itself from within. The blood stench screams of impending doom.
She paled, clutching her chest as a wave of fear washed over her.
How bad is it?
Death stalks you closely. It all aligns now. You see spirits because you're teetering on the edge of the veil yourself.
Oh God, what do I do? How do I stop it?
I cannot mend you, but you as a witch possess the power to heal with magic.
Because of my blood. Can you teach me? Please, Wolf, help me.
This defies every instinct, aiding a witch. But you are within my forest, and I protect all who dwell here, even intruders like you.
He grumbled, a low rumble in his throat, but proceeding to instruct her in detail, drawing upon the forest's vital energy, weaving it with her inner essence, coaxing magic from the ether like pulling threads from a loom. Days turned into weeks, the forest becoming a second home. Iris visited daily, her excuses to her father growing routine, the path worn under her feet.
Off to the forest again? What's got you so hooked out there?
I just like it, Dad. The peace, the animals. It's helping me settle in.
Under the wolf's guidance, sparks of magic began to flicker from her fingertips, illuminating the glades in brief, wondrous flashes.
Careful. Watch where you aim that bolt. You nearly scorched this forest down.
Sorry. This is harder than it looks.
Congratulations, witchling. You've grasped the basics. Know the healing spell. It's fundamental for your kind, used in every skirmish.
She leaned against his flank, sighing contentedly, the rise and fall of his breathing a soothing rhythm.
Your coat is so comfy to rest on, like a giant fluffy pillow.
Don't get too comfortable. This is temporary.
Admit it, you like the company. It's not so lonely anymore.
Perhaps. It's been diverting, I'll grant you that.
I still don't know your real name. I've just been calling you Wolf this whole time.
Fine. It was Caspian. Caspian III.
Caspian. What a strong, cool name. It suits you.
It's been eons since anyone has uttered it. It feels odd, almost foreign.
A sudden brutal cough doubled her over, more blood than ever pooling on the leaves, the metallic taste flooding her mouth. The world spun in dizzying circles. A darkness encroached like a closing curtain.
Iris, are you all right? Stay with me.
She collapsed, fading into unconsciousness, the forest sounds dimming to a distant hum. When she awoke hours later, the sun had dipped low, casting long shadows that stretched like fingers across the ground.
What's going on? My head.
You fainted from blood loss, and it's worsening. Perform the spell while you can before death claims you.
But if I heal, I won't see you anymore, will I?
Gently now. Yes, the veil will thicken, but with your magic awakened, perhaps glimpses will remain. The priority is your survival. Heal yourself.
Okay, I'll try.
Agony ripped through her as she channeled the spell, searing heat coursing through her veins, crackling energy building like a storm. Magical bursts illuminating the woods in vivid flashes.
It hurts. Caspian.
Push harder. You have the strength. Endure it. You can do this.
With a final guttural grunt, she unleashed the full force. A wave of light washed over her, purifying and renewing, and she crumpled to the ground, the sickness purged from her body.
Caspian, I did it. It worked.
Silence answered, heavy and absolute. Caspian was gone, along with the spirits. The forest, now ordinary, filled only with the rustle of living creatures. The magnetic pull that had drawn her here had dissipated like morning mist. She called out desperately, her voice echoing through the trees.
Caspian? Wolf? Where are you?
She lingered for what felt like hours, attempting spells to pierce the veil, her hands glowing faintly but yielding nothing. Heartbroken, a hollow ache settling in her chest, she trudged home, the path feeling longer and lonelier. A year elapsed, the seasons cycling through their eternal dance, winter's frost giving way to spring's loom, summer's heat to autumn's gold. Iris delved deeper into her powers, scouring ancient tombs on witches gathered from dusty libraries and hidden cellars, even forbidden volumes of dark magic that whispered promises of power. In their yellowed pages, she discovered the binding ritual that had ensnared Caspian, a complex weave of spells requiring a coven to cast, and its counter, a reversal that a single witch could perform, unraveling the chains with focused will. Resolved, her heart pounding with a mix of excitement and trepidation, she returned to the forest, book clutched tightly in her hands like a talisman. She arranged the ritual circle amid a clearing, symbols etched into the earth with a steady hand, chanting incantations from the pages, her voice rising in rhythmic cadence. The atmosphere darkened, clouds gathering overhead as if the sky itself responded, the curse's barrier materializing as a shimmering dome that pulsed with ancient energy.
Ancient bonds hear my call. Shatter the chains that bind the Guardian.
She infused her magic, straining against the ancient power with every fiber of her being. Sweat beading on her brow, cracks formed like lightning across glass, energy bursting forth in brilliant arcs. Exhausted, her vision blurring, she faltered, only to be caught by a familiar, solid form, the wolf's warmth grounding her.
Caspian, you're here.
Well, look what you've wrought, little witch. The barrier crumbles. I suppose not all of your kind are villains after all.
I missed you so much, every day.
And I you. Your visits, your stories of daily life, friends, mishaps, they echoed through the veil. I heard every rambling detail. They brought light to my solitude.
You did? That makes me happy. I hoped they would.
She laughed softly, tears welling in her eyes, a mix of joy and sorrow.
The curse lives. I feel my spirit being summoned onward, to whatever lies beyond.
I'm glad I could free you. You deserve peace.
Thank you, Iris. I'll watch over you from the stars. And promise me, visit the forest still. The animals adore your tales.
I promise.
A resonant howl filled the air, echoing through the canopy like a final symphony, stirring the leaves in a whirlwind. Caspian dissolved into swirling mist, carried away on the breeze. Free at last, his form fading into the ether. Iris stood alone in the clearing, smiling through her sorrow. The weight of their bond, a comforting presence that transcended realms, etched forever in her heart.